Hi, I'm Caleb Masterson.
And I'm Leo Toby.
And you're watching RedEye Recap.
Juniors, reminder that applications for the Governor's Scholar Program are open.
Today is the last recommended day to ask for your recommendations. Submissions are due November 3rd.
Red White Week is next week, so make sure to dress up.
And now, the joke of the week.
Here's a fun Halloween-themed joke for you. Hey Caleb, what's the scariest costume you can put on to scare your girlfriend?
What? And now, on to our next segments. Hi, my name is Caleb Masterson, and here's your RedEye News Recap from the past week. On October 3rd, the U.S. House of Representatives voted to remove the Speaker of the House, Republican Kevin McCarthy, from power. The move was sparked by a group of rogue Republicans in the narrowly Republican-controlled House who disagreed with McCarthy's policies. Until the House elects a leader, they are unable to pass policies, and a government shutdown looms in November if they do not act. Here are some thoughts from manual students.
I think Kevin McCarthy tried to do something at least good, but ultimately the extreme right wing was just unwilling to do anything, and they were like, man, I really want a government shutdown. And Kevin McCarthy was like, man, I really don't. And I think Kevin McCarthy put the government and the workings of the government above his job, which is at least, I mean, regardless of whether or not you like Kevin McCarthy, that's decent. Good job, McCarthy, for one thing.
On October 7th, the Palestinian militant group Hamas launched a string of terror attacks inside of Israel. The attacks come after the right-wing government of Israel has allowed accelerated Jewish settlement and religious violence in the predominantly Palestinian areas of the Gaza Strip and the West Bank. In retaliation, Israel has laid siege to the Palestinian Gaza Strip, cutting off all food, water, and electricity. Here's what manual students had to say.
Israel and Palestine are battling over land because from previous colonial rule of Britain. After the Ottoman Empire dissipated, the British and the Muslim people in that area, they were both fighting claim over the nearby area and Jerusalem. And now with that, there's repeated wars, so they each have their own amount of fatal casualties. So I don't really know what side is the right side, to be honest, but it's just a religious conflict.
My opinion is that it has built up over time from conflicts, and that Palestine's bombing wasn't out of the blue. It was more of a built up of tension that finally just erupted, and not really at the best time, but it still erupted, and there isn't really a right and wrong side to this conflict, since both have their reasons for doing what they have done.
That's all for this week. Now on to sports.
Hi, my name is Abby Prather, and this is the Arts and Entertainment segment.
For Prism, there's 18 different performances that happen, and it's it shows off all the talent in YPAS instead of focusing on just one part.
My favorite part about the Prism concert is people being able to see all of YPAS, because usually when there's a vocal concert, you just see vocal, or there's a band concert, you just see band, but with the Prism, you see everything.
Hello, I'm Jackson Jones bringing this week's Club Recap. This week's featured club is Culture Club, partnered with EF Tours. In many classrooms and on the walls and hallways in Manual, some students might notice various posters advertising trips to other countries outside the United States. These posters actually showcase a very unique experience offered to Manual students to travel to these locations with fellow students. This opportunity is unlike any other traditional Manual extracurricular, as it's less of a club and more of a series of informational meetings that lead up to one exciting trip. In order to facilitate this, the Culture Club utilizes a program called EF Tours that takes care of many of the difficult planning required to go on such an excursion. For instance, this summer there was a trip planned to visit Italy and Greece for 2 weeks. This trip has already been 2 years in the making, as participants paid years in advance. In the years to come, EF Tours have planned trips to Costa Rica and Panama. Of course, with any massive opportunity such as this one, there is a cost. However, that depends on the trip. The cost can come in the form of a recurring payment each month until the trip, or as an upfront payment that covers the trip entirely. This system allows those who want to travel abroad but don't have the time and resources to plan such a trip to be able to do so. If you're interested and want more information, the next meeting date for a trip is Thursday, October 18th at 6 p.m. in the Manual Auditorium for the trip to Panama.
Thank you for watching RedEye Recap.
Tune in next week for the same thing again next week. And stay classy, San Diego.